Hey guys, welcome back for another reading. I have stopped traveling for work, so we're still figuring out the setup for home. So there's going to be the noise of the furnace, there's going to be cats, and we're just going to push through because this is just a trope of content creation at this point. So, also, just to make sure that we're not getting the same readings about the same question every single time, I have this D12 that I'm going to roll, and whatever number we get, that is the zodiological house that we are going to be reading for. Still the general collective and all that, but like trying to get all different aspects of your life, not just, the love, the money, and the basics that everybody does, right? So, with that said, let's find out what house we're focusing on today. The first house, or I guess it should probably go that way. The first house. So, the first house is about yourself. It is about your appearance, your outward personality, your inner identity, the parts of yourself that you don't let shine until people really get to know you. So, we're going to put that there. And let's get into the reading. All right, spirit teams, for my intended collective, what's going on with their self, with their inner world, with all things of the first house of their zodiac chart? What's going on with their self? What do they need to know? Actually, let's start with what's the heart of the matter? What's going on with them internally? Oh, okay. So that is the Eight of Swords, which, depending on who you ask, in my opinion, it is not as big of a deal as it seems. This is a card of mental blocks because she is tied to this pole, and normally there are swords all around her, but she doesn't realize she's not actually tied up, that she could just get up and walk away. But she's usually blindfolded, so she can't see all of that. And anyway, so for me, this is a card about mental blocks. Okay. So where's this mental block coming from? Where is this mental block coming from? Or I guess, what else can you tell me to help me understand this mental block better? What's going on with this mental block? What else do I need to know? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords in reverse. So the Page of Pentacles is a very wise person, someone who's young but wise beyond their years. They're very Hermione-like they like to learn, they like to have kind of earth-based adventures. They like to do things, but they don't like to take risks. Things of that nature. They're also very, very protective of the people they care about. Because, this is a badger, and famously, honey badgers don't give a fuck. So, then we also have the Six of Swords in reverse, which is normally, hi Sisu, is normally a card about moving forward but taking your baggage with you. You're moving on to the next phase, but you haven't really healed yet. And that's in reverse. So, I'm sorry, my cat's a little bit distracting. Okay. I feel like I'm missing a card. So what am I missing here? Okay. The Two of Wands in reverse. So the Two of Wands for me is about exchanging ideas and passion, working together with someone on a brand new project, collaborating resources to make that project come to fruition, that sort of thing. And it's in reverse. All right. So we're going to bring this down. Hi, Sisu. So it seems to me you had a friend, a very platonic relationship, not family, not romance. Baby, please. Thank you. Love you. You had a friend that pretended to be everything you needed. They pretended to be your friend. They pretended to be the answer to your prayers. And I'm saying pretend because it does feel like it was on purpose. So, they said they were an ally, but they weren't. They said they wanted to collaborate, but really they wanted you to do the work and they would get the clout. And they said they share trauma with you, or at least similar trauma, so that they could understand you better. But they're not interested in healing from that trauma the way that you are. Okay, so what does that have to do with this block over here? Spirit teams? Spirit team of my desired collective, my intended collective. Yeah, okay. They stole a happily ever after from you. Okay. So it seems when they took this happily ever after from you, it did a lot of psychological damage to you. Understandably. And now you're afraid of pursuing that thing again because of how it played out. Okay, so what's not known about this situation? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There was divine intervention. Someone from your spirit team came in and handled it. I don't fully know what that means, but this person was removed from the situation, and not by your own means, but because someone on your spirit team essentially saved you from a much worse outcome. Okay. We have the Emperor and the Page of Cups in reverse. I'm missing a card. What is the card that's missing, Spirit? Because I'm not quite understanding this. Judgment in reverse. Even if you had been told everything about this person, you wouldn't have believed it. You needed to go through this. You needed to experience it. There are a lot of us who are very stubborn and are rather insistent that our ego is right. And so sometimes our lessons are a little bit harder because they have to be. And this seems to be one of those. So it didn't matter what anyone was going to say, what anyone was going to do. You were going to follow this path because you were convinced it was going to lead to your happily ever after. And that doesn't necessarily mean romance. Like, again, this is a self reading, first house reading. So whatever matters the most to you, that isn't like, you know, your children and other, like it's something more ethereal than that. Anyway, not the point, I'm getting off topic. So you weren't going to be willing to see it, you weren't going to be willing to cut them out, and you weren't going to be willing to cut your losses. So someone from your spirit team came in and did it for you. Woo! All right. So what do they do now? How do they prevent this in the future? What guidance do you have for them, spirit teams of my intended collective? What guidance and what messages do you have to help them prevent this sort of situation in the future? We have the sun in reverse. You can't avoid it. It's just going to happen. This is the nature of society being individualistic for way too long. And good people are going to get duped. And as we figure out those red flags, they're going to come up with new ones. Unfortunately, in order to be a good person, you have to accept that you are going to be played by other people who are not good people. It's just unavoidable. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do the work. We've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the King of Cups in reverse. Don't let that stop you from finding joy in whatever it is you're doing. Keep doing the work. Keep pursuing the path, because it is still possible. But stop relying on other people to make it happen. You don't need a partner. You don't need some extra resource. You don't need any of that. You have everything you need within yourself to get this done. You can be your own savior. We have the Seven of Cups. The future is yours. You can do almost anything you want. You are a very powerful person with a very powerful spirit team that has your back. And you are a very powerful manifester. So whatever you decide to do with your life, you can do it just fine. You just need to not try to take everybody else with you all the time. Sometimes the path needs to be just yours. Any other advice or guidance? We have the Hanged Man in reverse. You've already done the processing. You've done the time. You've taken your wounds and beaten yourself up for it. And now it's time to stop. The past is the past. You've learned, and you need to let it go. And maybe you haven't learned completely, but that's also part of being human, is that you're never done learning. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be completely unfoolable, because you're human. And anyone who comes off that way is probably just projecting a facade. Any other final guidance for my intended collective spirit teams? You got this. You are strong. You are independent, and you are wise. You can do all of the things you're trying to do despite everyone else, or anyone else, trying to tear you down or take it from you. You just need to have faith in yourself. Again, you have it all inside yourself. You don't need someone else to come and help you. If anything, the mental block is that you're looking for someone to confirm what you already know, that you can do this. And the only way it's going to be confirmed is for you to just do it. So that's all I've got for you for this one. Feels a little short, but hopefully it was helpful and resonates, and I will see y'all in the next one.